It all started with this. Carlito said, "I'll come get you."
Oh, goodness. That is one.
After smashing in 3 goals to all but get closer to cementing a Champions League place, Newcastle's season is getting exciting. So from Murphy's Law, to the underrated step-ups, to an important update on Anthony Gordon, plus we'll also reveal the insane secret resurgence nobody is noticing. As per, join us as we'll discuss the 5 things we learned in Leicester City 0 Newcastle United 3.
Let's go!
So the first thing we learned was Murphy's Law. As anything that can go wrong went wrong for Leicester, Jacob Murphy continued his excellent season with 2 goals to wrap up the game before most players on the pitch had even broken a sweat. His finish for the opener was excellent, and he showed great awareness to follow in on Fabian Schär's brilliant long-range effort to make it 2-0 in the 11th minute. That anticipation for the second goal typifies the enthusiasm he brings to every performance, as did his arrival for his early opener. Having the highest XG, despite having only 1 successful dribble, 29 touches, 13 accurate passes, and 1 duel won, he was effective, achieving a massive 8.3 match rating and scoring 2 goals. Murphy really showcased the predatory instincts that have made this the best season of his career. Since December 7th, only Mohamed Salah, 23, and Alexander Isak, 17, have bettered his 14-goal involvements in the Premier League, as Saka is the only English player with more assists than Murphy. However, with out-of-form players like Foden getting the England call-up, Murphy, with 8 goals and 10 assists, bettering most English players, definitely deserves a call-up, as Derek said. Then the second thing we learned was the worth reminder. Dan Burn was strong in all his defensive duties and was rarely troubled by an aging Vardy. Having a 7.2 match rating, 6 clearances, 1 interception, 0 times dribbled past, 68 touches, a 90% passing accuracy, 3 accurate long balls and 4 duels won. He won't have many easier games than this. Fabian Schär, however, took all the headlines after Newcastle United officially announced that he has signed a new deal until June 2026. Despite being decent in recent games, Schär reminded everyone why he was handed a contract extension. While Murphy was the star of the show with his 2 goals, Schär had the best moment of magic with his involvement in the second goal. The centre-back attempted an audacious shot from 55 yards that bounced off the crossbar, with Murphy gathering the rebound to eventually score. With a 7.7 match rating, 3 clearances, 1 blocked shot, 1 interception, 2 tackles, 0 times dribbled past, a massive 78 touches, 86% passing accuracy, 5 accurate long balls, and 4 out of 6 duels won. Schär showed great awareness by spotting Mads Hermansen off his line, demonstrating the ball striking we have come to appreciate from him. After the game, Schär expressed his feelings, saying, "I felt that I hit it pretty well, but I thought it might be too long or just about right. When it hit the crossbar, I was devastated, but I was still happy with Murphy scoring the goal. It was a big moment early in the first half. I don't even get an assist for that, which is the worst thing. Obviously, it would be nice to score, but at the end of the day, I'm happier about the win and the 3 points. You don't practice that in training. It's just instinct and trusting in my abilities." Eddie Howe moved to praise both players, adding, "He's Murphy played well all season for us. He's always been a great team player with good work ethic, but this season he's added goals. I'm really pleased for him that he's getting more recognition. Schär brings a flair that not many centre-backs can offer. It's another Fabian moment. For a split second I thought it was in. There are not many centre-backs in football that can do what he can do." Then the third thing we learned was the Livramento selling point. When Newcastle aimed to sign Livramento, there were concerns about his injury record. One of the key selling points was his ability to play both full-back positions. Fast forward to now, and Livramento has really grown into the left-back role, demonstrating his capability to use his left foot effectively. This was evident with his great ball across the box for the opening goal. He was a constant threat with his marauding runs, making numerous bursts forward in support of Joe Linton and Harvey Barnes. Having a 8.0 match rating, 1 assist, 3 clearances, 3 tackles, only being dribbled past once, 76 touches, 87% passing accuracy, 3 key passes, 1 accurate long balls, 1 big chance created, and 6 out of 9 duels won. He actually created the most chances in the match. But for me, one standout aspect of Livramento's game is his ball-carrying ability. He is easily one of our most effective and underrated drivers with the ball. On the right, Kieran Trippier was also very comfortable in defense, maintaining his usual tidy presence on the ball. Having a 7.1 match rating, 7 clearances, 1 time dribbled past, 72 touches, 35 accurate passes, 1 key pass, 1 accurate cross, 2 accurate long balls, and 5 out of 6 duels won. It's no surprise to see an upturn in defensive solidity, coinciding with his return to the team. Then the fourth thing we learned was the underrated show-up. Earlier, Martin Dubravka stepped up in the absence of Nick Pope, performing so well that if he were to start in the next game, Newcastle wouldn't have any issues with it, as other fans still prefer him to Pope. Also, Dan Burn has been a colossus in the absence of Botman, while Trippier has put in solid performances on the right, supported by Livramento on the left after Lewis Hall's injury. Another player who has stepped up is Harvey Barnes. A 3-match ban and a thigh injury have kept Anthony Gordon out since early March, but the Magpies have barely missed him, thanks to Barnes's form. He showed good awareness in the lead-up to the opener, waiting for Livramento to create an overload before slipping him through. When the home defenders were on their heels from Joelinton's parried effort, Barnes was alert enough to stab in the rebound. Having the most shots, he had a 7.3 match rating, 1 goal, 1 successful dribble, 1 big chance missed, 1 key pass, and 5 duels won. Barnes went 3 months without starting a Premier League game prior to the Carabao Cup final, but he has become increasingly influential in the last few matches. "Harvey has done really well," said Howe. "I think naturally he's improved with games, like every player does. He's gained more confidence, and it was important he scored tonight because he is a goal scorer and needs to contribute that way, being such an attacking player. He also played his part in the first goal, which I loved, with a really good decision. He's built a good relationship with Tyno, Livramento, alongside him, and I was really pleased with that part of the pitch. I thought he defended well as well, and that can never be underestimated." Barnes couldn't do much more to lock down that left-wing position in Gordon's absence. Just like the dilemma when Botman returned or Nick Pope returned, Anthony Gordon's eventual return will present another good headache regarding who will start. But tell me, who would you prefer? Talking about Anthony Gordon, let's move on to some injury news. Gordon is still not back in training, making him an early doubt for Newcastle's home game against Manchester United on Sunday afternoon. "Anthony wasn't close to being available to face Leicester," said Eddie Howe. "He hasn't been able to train with us yet. He's still feeling the effects of that tackle with England. We hope that we may see him soon, but I've got no certainty on that." Joe Willock was another absentee. Willock suffered a bang to the head in the closing stages of last week's 2-1 win over Brentford and has been out of action since. After the club released a statement regarding his concussion, he will also miss Sunday's game as he completes the Premier League's concussion protocols. "Joe's concussion means I don't think he will make the weekend," said Howe, whose side will face Crystal Palace and Aston Villa within 6 days of the match against Manchester United. Then, in other news, Newcastle United under-21 team delivered a sensational performance by crushing Reading 7-1 at St James's Park on Monday night. The young Magpies showed no mercy, dismantling their opponents time and again, with 6 different goal scorers finding the net on what proved to be a memorable night under the lights. Garang Kuol starred for United, scoring 2 goals and providing 2 assists, while also winning a penalty for his side. Leo Shahar and Alfie Harrison each contributed 2 goal involvements as well, showcasing the team's attacking prowess. With this victory, the team has now qualified for the Premier League 2 playoffs with a game to spare, securing their spot in next season's PL International Cup, a thrilling achievement for the young squad. Garang Kuol, aged 20, has been in remarkable form, tallying 8 goals and 4 assists in his last 10 under-21 matches. After struggling through several unproductive loan spells, is he finally hitting his stride? As the season progresses, questions loom about his future. Where will he go this summer, and what opportunities await him? Then finally, if you would like to know the scary truth about Jacob Murphy, nobody is noticing, click the video link on screen now.